Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Kurt Fisnick, and I appreciate you being here with us tonight and sharing some of your time to listen to this recording. I hope that I'll share you some information on an opportunity that you can take to find better health and improve your financial status. I've been a chiropractor now for over 30 years. About 12 years ago, I got involved with a horrible motorcycle accident that left me crippled, left me in a wheelchair. Prior to that, I had been selected as one of America's top chiropractors. And all of a sudden, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do for the rest of my life. You see, I figured out in life what my purpose was really, really early. I figured out that I was here to help people find better, healthier, happier, stress-free lives, pain-free lives. And I really got passionate about it. I built my entire life around my clinic and what I did, helping people. When I got involved in that motorcycle wreck, the doctors told me that I'd probably never walk again. And I really had to figure out, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? I'd always been interested. I'd always been passionate about finding a way of living longer, not just living longer, but living healthier for a longer period of time. When I was recovering from the motorcycle accident, I realized that maybe the doctors were right. Maybe I wouldn't be able to regain my ability to walk again. And I talked to a friend of mine who had been working in the network marketing in the wellness industry. And he told me, he said, Kurt, find a company that you can wrap your arms around. Find a company that you can say, this is my company. And I went in search of that. It took me a little bit of time. And along the way, I learned about this industry. And prior to that, I was that guy that there was no way I was going to get involved with any of that. You know, I looked at it as one of those businesses where you get started with chasing your family and friends around, trying to get them to join you, losing family and friends. But as I've gotten more and more involved with it, what I found out is it's one of the best ways of helping people, helping other people become financially independent. You know, when you look at the industry, over 118 million sales consultants, 75% of them are women. Why do women make great sales consultants? Because they like to talk, they like to share information. A full-time consultant, including the ones that just got started this morning, and the ones who are working, who've been doing this for decades, the average consultant is making about $55,000 per year. The oldest company is almost 150 years old. 20% of homes have a product from a home-based business in their house. 8,500 new companies start in the US every single year. Worldwide, a new home-based business starts in the home every 10 seconds. And 33% of these home-based business, they work within the wellness industry. Think about that. Think about those numbers. Compared to the other industries, the NFL, $16 billion. The music industry, $22 billion. The video gaming industry, $150 billion. And network marketing, almost $200 billion. Holy cow, look at that. I mean, combining those first three industries, that's the size of the network marketing industry. When somebody tells you that it's just a hobby, it's just one of those things that you go out and you sign up with your friends and family, no way. Look at the amount of revenue that's generated for this. And if it's done right, part of that could be yours. Typically, 50% of the money that comes into a company goes out as commissions to distributors. That's almost $100 billion of that industry that's given out. I started looking at that, and I'm not stupid. It doesn't take me long to figure out this is a big thing. We just need to find the right company. People tell me all the time, oh, it's not always just about the money, and I agree with them. It's not always just about the money, but money is a major player in it, because without money, what other things in life can you not do? You have to look at it that way. And really, when we talk about money, Don't we have to say that money's really a magnifier? If you're a good person, it makes you a better person. You can help people. If you're a bad person, yeah, it probably makes you a schmuck. It probably makes you somebody who you just despise being. But it's not going to make you a bad person. Money isn't the root of all evil, like we've heard. This isn't my friend Jerry's photo. He didn't want me to use it, but Jerry was 90, 95 when I got to know him, and he'd made a lot of money in his life. And I saw where it got him. I mean, he was having a lot of things that he probably wouldn't have been able to afford if he hadn't have been doing what he did. But I asked Jerry, I said, what's the toughest part about getting old? And he told me, he said that the hardest part about getting old was the fact that most of your friends died a long time ago. But Jerry was in his 90s and he still ran his business. He'd gotten involved with um, consuming healthy food. He said organic food, but I questioned him on that. And really, was there organic food in the 1950s when he got started? Probably not. It was probably just called food. But think about Jerry in his 90s, at 95, he still ran his own business. Don't you think that would be a great thing for you or I or anybody that wanted to be healthy for the rest of their life? Wouldn't that be something important? You bet. And so that's what I'm trying to share with you, is that you have to make some decisions. You don't wait until you're sick and then all of a sudden say, what am I going to do now? Anti-aging is an important topic of discussion, not just in the United States, but all over the world. Anywhere you go, people are talking about it. When you go to the grocery store, you see magazines on the shelf. Look, you're younger, feel younger. Anti-aging beauty secrets. Forever young. Anti-aging breakthroughs. It's huge. It's on the news. It's everywhere. People are talking about it because nobody wants to get old. Paul Zane Pilzer, a world-renowned economist, about a dozen years ago, he said that there would be this great revolution, the wellness revolution. And that's when people would be breaking away from traditional medicine. They'd be saying, we don't want to have any part of that. We don't want to depend on drugs. I was just reading a little bit ago. They found that certain drugs can reverse the aging process, but the side effects are so bad that the researchers are saying we need to keep looking. We need to keep looking for something that's natural. Not that many years ago, stem cells were banned in many Western countries. The United States, if you wanted to have stem cells done, you had to go to the Dominican Republic. You had to go to Haiti. You had to go to Panama in order to get that kind of treatment. Now, I live in Fargo, North Dakota. It's a relatively small city, and we have at least 4 clinics that offer stem cell treatment. And I'm not here to talk to you about stem cells or try and talk you into getting stem cell treatment. What I'm saying is that it's a part of anti-aging that people recognize. They understand that when you say stem cells, you're probably talking about anti-aging. You're talking about advances and breakthroughs. But nutritional medicine has led us to places that 5 years ago, I would have said, no way. And when we look at the modern age of stem cells, regenerative health, the age reversal, it's just mind-boggling where we've gone. Top iconic figures in the industry are saying that with what we have now, it's possible that someone could live to be 250 years old, 500 years old, maybe even 1,000 years old. Think about that. What would it be like to be talking to your great, 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 great grandchildren 1,000 years from now? Holy cow. For me, I like the idea. Some people, they don't even know what they would do at 100 years old. Me, I could see into that future and I just go, I would like to be there. But as we talk about anti-aging and we talk about the nutritional breakthroughs, we start realizing that if I've heard about it, if you've heard about somebody who took a product and now they feel better, that scientists have heard about it around the globe. And these companies, they're going to go look into it and they're going to try and figure out what's in there. But many times these ingredients, these extracts, they're expensive, they're exotic, they're hard to find, they're hard to get. And I know we have one product, and I'll talk about it in a little bit. It's got an ingredient that costs $84,000 per kilo. And I stress that, $84,000 per kilo, right? For those of you who don't know what a kilo is, that's a little bit less than 2.5 pounds. It comes from a plant called astragalus. 12,000 pounds yields less than 2 kilos, so less than 5 pounds. Think about that. So you can have an elephant-sized amount of the raw whole plant extract, and it only yields about the size of a loaf of bread. And when you start talking about nutritional medicine, just like any other industry, you're going to have people who, don't quite play fairly. And what they'll do is they'll take the whole plant extract and they'll try and convince you that the whole plant is what you want, when really it's the super powerful extract. That's why the extract is $84,000 per kilo. But they'll kind of convince you that their product is the same, it's similar, it does the same thing. But really, in reality, you know that it doesn't. Deep down, you know that it doesn't. That's why the extract is so expensive in comparison to the whole plant extract. But on their label, they'll make it look like they have the exact same thing. They'll make it look like you're buying the same ingredient, and you know that you're not once you found that out. Me, I've been trained in this, and I look at some labels, and I have a difficult time trying to figure out, is this real or is it unreal? There's products out there that use this $84,000 extract, and they sell the product for $30. Well, there's not very much of that extract in there. And there's other companies that sell the same extract for thousands of dollars. And you just know that they're maybe raping the system just a little bit. And somewhere in between, there's a little sweet spot where you're getting a company that makes the product, like we do with Sizzle, where you're getting the right blend of the active ingredient for the right price. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about. And I'm going to try and share with you today so that you know what you're buying. It wasn't that long ago, a friend of mine was sharing, he was helping develop one of the most popular multivitamins on the market. The company came to him and said, here's what we want. We want to use this and this and this and this and this. And they listed all these ingredients. And so he came back and he said, here's what the cost will be per bottle. Well, it didn't take long for them to say, no. We want to hit this target point. We want to have this target price when we hit the market. That's how we're going to sell the product. Because you see, products that are sold on the shelf stores are sold on price. They're not sold on quality. They're not sold on results. And so my friend told me, he said, you might as well drive down the road, open up the bottle of vitamin, and throw them out the window. That's how good they were. Very few people actually had the enzymes to dissolve them. And that's important when we talk about this, because, how are you going to know? If you went on internet right now, and this is what everybody does, I mentioned something to them, they jump on Google. They do their own Google search. They become their own scientists. Google multivitamins, for example. How many different products come up? And they're all the best. Don't they all say they're the best? Well, they can't all be the best. No, not at all. Chances are none of them are really the best. So my goal is, I'm not going to teach you everything that I've learned in the last 33, 40 years of my life. I can't do that, not in this short time. But what I'm going to tell you is that you start to know how to recognize a company. And the company is what's important, because if the company follows guidelines, all of a sudden you know that every product they come out with is going to be a great product. I've worked with Tom Auer for a short time now. Some people have known him decades longer than I have. And what I'm finding is that here's a guy who's received the Genius Award, not just once, but twice. And when he said he puts an ingredient into a product, it's in there, not just a feather dusting. He puts in the therapeutic dosage so that the product actually works. People say, oh, you're just trying to charge more for the product. Absolutely not. I mean, when you're using an ingredient that's $84,000 per kilo, and you add another ingredient that's $45,000 per kilo, I can guarantee it that you're not trying to make a cheap product. You're trying to make a good product. You're trying to make one that really works. So I'm going to try and show you some of those things about that today. But also, I want to show you how you can take this and build it into a good income. Because, anti-aging has finally reached a tipping point, a point to where everybody knows about it. Everybody's heard about it. Nobody wants to get older any faster. And when you find something like that, it's the right time. And the first slide showed a big wave. I'm not a surfer, but I know people who do surf, and they tell me if you can get in front of a wave like that and ride that thing out, you're going to have a lot of fun. But a lot of people, they get scared, they get nervous, and they come in later. They jump on a secondary wave. And sure, they still have a little bit of fun, but they don't catch the big wave like the guys up in front. And that's the thing with anti-aging right now. We have to jump on it. Timing is perfect. Not just about our company. I mean, I'm just saying our company is the best because we have the products. We have the products that really work. We have the science. Tom's been working on this for over 30 years, close to 40 years. Some of these products have been developing. Isn't that important to know? The world's getting older. We have more people over the age of 65 right now on this planet. And according to research that I was reading just half an hour ago, it's going to continue to grow. We have more people under the age of 30. I mean, we are just a huge planet. And people say to me all the time, they say, Kurt, but what about our overpopulation problem? You know what? I don't even think that's a problem because they say that as we know that we're going to live older, we're going to start having fewer children. We're going to start having children later in life. And they say about the year of 2070, we're going to start to see the overpopulation problem just naturally take care of itself. It's going to start going back the other direction. So is it really a problem? Is it really an issue? In my opinion, not at all. You know, back about 15 years ago, my son said to me, he said, Dad, he said, why do you want to get so old? What's with you? Why do you want to get so old? And I asked him, I said, why do you want to die so young? Because at that time, he said that he felt we should all want to be dead by the time we're 70, 75. And I asked him that. And he said, well, because people get sick. And I look back at it. You know, my mom had just been diagnosed with colon cancer. My dad had lymphoma. His grandma on his mom's side was suffering from heart disease. So that's what he saw. People in their 70s, yeah, they were sick. They had something wrong with them. And he said he didn't want to have any part with that. So now he's in medical school. He finishes up later this spring. But check this out. The director of the National Institutes of Health, he has the same opinion that my son does. He said, at the age of 70, 75, we all become a burden to society. We no longer contribute. And I thought, who in the heck made him director? Who in the heck gave him that degree so he could decide the rest of our fate as far as our health? It should have been somebody who was looking for a way of helping us get younger. You know, so we have to ask ourselves, like scientists have, why do we have to age? You know, they found a certain species of jellyfish that they figure has been around since the beginning of time, since the Big Bang, since the planet was formed. How many? Is that 1 million years, 120 million years? I don't know. But they're saying that this specific species of jellyfish has been around for that long. And it doesn't have old cells. That's the part that scientists are looking at. And they're trying to figure out, why can that creature do that? And why can't we? Why do we have to age? Why do we get dementia? Why do we have heart disease? Why do we have cancer? So I'm going to share some exciting new science with you as we go on. And I'm going to say that aging just isn't about the calendar. It's not just about the fact that you had another birthday. It's about the diseases that make you look, feel, and act older. That's what really matters. And so when I'm sharing this with people, automatically they think that I'm going to start trying to sell them a product. You know what? That's not where I'm going to start. I'm going to start by saying, take a look in your own life. Take a look at your lifestyle. What are you doing that's toxic? What kinds of toxic ingredients do you have in your bathroom? Do you know that most toothpaste can trigger problems in your body that cause health problems? Most shampoos are cancer causing. Let's start there. If you're not willing to start there, then the rest of this presentation won't make any sense at all to you, and it'll just be a waste of your time and a waste of your money. And you know what? I hate it when people waste my time, and I know you do too. So just shut it off now if this doesn't make any sense to you. According to Mayo Clinic, Last fall, they said that less than 3% of Americans meet a minimum criteria for a healthy lifestyle. That means 97% of people are barely doing it. As we look at aging, we have to also look at some other statistics. You know, scientists are saying right now, the kids that are just being born, the newborns, they're saying that they won't live as long as their parents or grandparents. And when I read that, I thought, holy cow, why is that? But it's because of the toxic world that we're bringing them into. And I'm not just talking about toxins in the air and the water and food and things like that. They're eating processed food, but they're also being born into a world where they're spending all their time on video games and computers rather than going out and getting exercise, physical exercise that will make a huge difference. And so I say, we need to start taking a look at this and what can we do? Well, my opinion is the solution to the pollution in your body is to start figuring out how do you get the toxins out? And everybody thinks about, you know, that there's toxins from the outside environment. Do you know the toxins that are probably the most dangerous are the ones that your body makes right inside of you? Now, you would never get down on your knees and breathe in exhaust fumes from your car because you know that when that car is burning fuel like diesel and gasoline is energy, it's spewing out toxic fumes. In your body, as your cells burn sugar, it produces something called glycated end products. When you burn fat as energy, it's producing lipofuscin. And what these things do is they create kind of a toxic sludge. And that slows down the function of your stem cells. Stem cells are important because what they are is they're the repair cells. They're the replacement cells for the rest of your body. And you're only born with so many. And you can only make so many through your lifetime. They're showing that because of something called senescence, that these stem cells, they don't just go dormant. They become dangerous. They become toxic. And they start to cause problems with your other cells. You can see that you're not going to be healthy if that happens. And 2 years ago, October 2018, my friend, the owner of Sizzle, was a keynote speaker talking about the age pill at the World Congress of Stem Cell. Afterwards, in a discussion about aging, they talked about the fact that senescence was kind of the next frontier. It was something that would probably take decades to solve. And I remember just a couple months later, Tom called me up and he said, I've got it figured out. I've got it figured out. That's what he said. And so let me explain this product to you. This is really, really important. This is a product, it's so new. As I'm making this recording, I haven't even tried it yet. It's not even on the market. It's not even in a pill bottle yet. And senescence means that these cells, these stem cells, have gone rogue. They've gone dangerous. And so you want to get rid of them. And what they found is that certain ingredients, compared to like bombing out cities in World War II, where you're taking out the dangerous people and then coming in the next day and cleaning up the mess. So now the allies can come in and they can bring in the friendly people and they can rebuild the city. That's what Stemolytic does. And the ingredients are all natural. They're based on ingredients that come from strawberries, apples, fruits, vegetables. They're coming from onions. They're coming from curcumins. They're coming from B vitamins. They're coming from lime peels and lemon peels. And what they do is they work to seek out these senescent cells. They work to kill them and get them so that the body says, get these things out of here and rejuvenating them whenever they can. Then other ingredients come in and scavenge them up. And it goes through something called autophagy. And what autophagy is, it's the cleanup crew. Very, very important. We're the only company on the market that has this. Again, I was just reading research half an hour ago, new research that just came out yesterday that says that they're working on drugs that will work like this. But the problem with it is that the side effects are so great, they're not willing to use them on humans yet. Here we have something all natural. It's all based on natural ingredients from fruits and vegetables, and it's been shown to work. You know, when we talk about aging, we also have to talk about your DNA. And your DNA, it's the messenger. It's what sends the message from one cell to the new cell. And it keeps your body healthy. But because of radiation, because of stress, because of mental stress, because of toxins, your DNA gets damaged every single day. They found that resveratrol works with the sirtuin genes, and it supports healthy DNA. It supports the repair of the damaged DNA. So when I talk about anti-aging, I have to talk about resveratrol. I have to talk about Sizzle Eternity, because really, when you start looking at it, it's the only resveratrol product that I found on the market today. The only product that I found on the market today that makes the resveratrol in a way that it's actually effective. 90% of resveratrol products on the market have been found to be inactive because it's so highly oxidizable. We figured out how to solve that problem, and we've come up with a product called Eternity. Again, we can't talk about healthy aging without talking about chromosomes and DNA. And they discovered in 2009, or they figured out the solution to repairing the part of your DNA that determines your longevity, the telomeres. They figured out that an ingredient that comes from a plant, the plant that I was talking about, with the elephant-sized amount, yielding just the amount the size of a loaf of bread, can actually repair these telomeres. It can improve your longevity. We've got a product called Telomere Support Extreme. We've got the highest amount of ingredients that's in that product. My opinion, about 50 times more powerful than any other telomere support product on the market, and about a third of the price, maybe even less than that. Think about that. When you go on the internet and you look at products that have telomere support in them, you're going to see products ranging from $30 all the way up to $3,000. We've got a product that really honestly works, and it makes a huge difference. I can tell you story after story of people that have taken this product. But the combination of all these products, that's what you need, because now you're freeing up your stem cells to allow them to do what they're supposed to do. You're taking the damage, the dead, the rogue cells out of your body. You're repairing your DNA, and now you're extending the part of the DNA that allows you to live a long, healthy lifestyle. All of that takes energy. And energy in the body is driven by hydrogen. Last year, Tom introduced a product called Sizzle H2 Sticks. And what these do is they give your body pure energy to fuel all of these biological processes that I just talked about. How important is that? And you just mix it with water. That's how simple it is. All these products are all natural. They're all based on real science, Nobel Prize science. It's not something that we just made up and said, here, we're going to give you a little bit of this lime peel extract. This is real science. I can show you real science. At the end of the presentation, I'll give you my phone number. I'll give you my email. If you have any questions, get a hold of the person that sent you this video. If they can't answer you, if they can't help you, get a hold of me. Email me. But where's this going? Why am I saying that we're at a point now, a tipping point? Because mainstream medicine is finally saying that age reversal medicine is key. It's an important factor, because if we can stop the aging diseases, we can lower the cost of healthcare. Last year, Mayo Clinic said that they were going to become one of the premier anti-aging clinics on the planet. Harvard spends millions of dollars on research. Even companies like Google and Yahoo are investing millions of dollars into researching this important industry. You can jump in front of it right now. You can catch that wave, and you can really make this thing fly. You know what? Let me tell you about my company. My company was started by this gentleman right here in the center. His name is Tom Mouth. He's been involved with the anti-aging industry now for 40 years. Some of these products have been in development for 40 years. It took him that long before the biochemistry and biotechnology caught up with his brain, with his thought waves on what we could have. You know, and a lot of companies, what they do is when they come up with something great, they look at it and say, we've got a huge profit on our hands here. And they sell out to a giant conglomerate. They sell out to a corporation. And what happens when that happens is now instead of answering to the consumer and instead of answering to distributors in a network marketing type of company, now all of a sudden you start to have to answer to the shareholders. And in my opinion, a company with shareholders, a company with distributors, it doesn't work. It doesn't mix. Because in order for one or the other to make profit, you have to steal from the other one. So our company was put into what they call a dynasty trust. And with a dynasty trust, it's protected against a sale for 250 years. Our company will be a family-held business. Tom Jr. in the center of the photo there, he's sitting there right with Tom. He's another biochemist, brilliant biochemist, working on formulations of his own. You have his daughter traveling around the world, sharing this important information. And coming up from behind, Thomas III, the grandson, also a biochemist, a brilliant biochemist. They have over 30-some products. We have product lines in the anti-aging skincare. We have anti-aging for your body. We have products for your home, toxin-free products. We have healthy coffee. And then we have products that identify and work with helping your body stay healthier so that you don't get sick in the first place. We can't make any medical claims. We just say, what if we can make your body, what if you can optimize your health and make it so you stay healthy for a longer period of time? That's really what we're doing here. You know, as you look at people, as they get older, statistics show that 65% of people end up at 65 dead broke, no money, living off the system. That's not right. That's not right at all. We shouldn't send our seniors, our elders back to work. And what I like about network marketing is here's a way that you can help people generate an income. You get them started early. In fact, you don't even have to be young to get started. I just started working with a gentleman at 75 years of age, and he's just getting his business going. And in the third month, he's already making a profit. Think about that one. What about that mother or grandmother who's one house payment away from losing her home? What about the family that's got 3 children? They can't afford to buy shoes. Could an extra $500 or $1,000 a month make a huge difference? You know what? This industry is so great. And I love it because I'm still in that business of helping people. I get to help people every single day, not just with health problems, with helping them solve other types of problems. Did you know that the 50% of bankruptcies could be solved with just an extra $500 a month? How easy is it to make that? Well, based on what you've heard today, I know some of you are thinking, hey, I want to get involved with that. I want to try that product. I want to try those products. You know, think about it. Do you want to try at least one product? I'm betting you do. You've watched the video this far. You haven't left. And if you're smart enough and you're saying, hey, I want to get involved with that, I bet out of the 2,000 people you know, I bet 3 of those people would say, hey, I want to get involved as well. And this is how easy our business is. If you're buying one product and you find 3 people who also buy one product and you help them each find 3 people who will go out and find 3, right? So you have yours and the 3 that you found and the 3 that they each found. So there's an extra 9. And then you help those 9 each find 3. There's another 27. So you have 39 people in total. And if each person simply buys one of those 5 products that I just talked about, you're making that extra $500 to $1,500 per month. How great is that? You know, let me ask you this question. If you were making enough money that you could earn all the products for free, would you ever quit? Probably not. You know, some of you are thinking, I'd really like to get involved with this. I'd really like to make more than $1,500 a month. You know what? You need to talk to me, or you need to talk to the person that shared this video with you and talk to them about the Wealth Builder plan. You know, I just simply end this. Why would you leave any money on the table? I mean, if you're doing the work, wouldn't you like to get paid the most money that you can get paid? You know, it's not like you have to do extra work to make the money. You just have to get started properly, position yourself properly. That's what it's all about. You know, I'll end my presentation by saying this. Look, if you got started today, and let's just say that you started taking the products and you said, well, I don't want to do the business. You know what the gift is? The gift is you're going to feel healthier. You're going to live longer. But if you share it with somebody else, they'll also get healthier. They'll also live longer. So isn't the gift of health one that just keeps on giving? In my opinion, it does. Get back to the person that shared this video with you. There's my information. There's my phone number. That's my cell number. There's my email address. Email me first, because, you know, I've run my entire adult life, the last 34 years of my life, I've run it on appointments. If somebody just randomly calls me, I usually don't answer the phone. I've run my life on appointments. Email me first to say, hey, Doc, I'd like to set up a time where we can talk. Let me know what you want to call me about. What kind of condition, or maybe you just want to find out how you can get involved. Email me, and then we'll talk. Have a great day. I look forward to sharing some important information with you and maybe those people that you know. Have a great day. Bye-bye.